Oh, let's see, December 19th, 2017. Getting ready to do some upgrades on the Raspberry Pi here in the greenhouse. Got a new Easy Connect hat to go on here in place of the current breakout board for testing. Going to clean up these wires, put the new hat on, wire in our relay board, and then as that kind of evolves along, I'm going to put it all over into this box. At least I think I am for now. This box is a nice waterproof heavy-duty case. These are really expensive if you buy them new. They're about $300, but I picked it up on eBay for really cheap. I forget how much. I think it was like 20 or 30 bucks. Anyway, this used to have a WRT54G wireless router set up in it, and I actually had plans to add a second router to it so you could handle two different access points or relay between stations and all that kind of stuff. It was solar charged and powered with that 12-volt battery there. That's a gel cell. Is that a gel cell? I can't remember. I think that's a gel cell, but of course that would be replaced with AGM these days. Absorbed glass matte battery, for those who aren't familiar. Anyway, this also had a 1-watt amplifier that's down on the bottom there. That's the actual amplifier unit, and where you see the RF connectors right here was the power injector for the RF amplifier. That amplifier also had a preamp on it, so you could set up quite a nice wireless array with that. Also over here you'll notice I modified the DDWRT router. I added a pretty good sized heatsink to the board so it could be overclocked and amped up on power. And you'll notice there's also a heatsink down here on that. And it was rigged, I rigged it up with a 90-degree thermostat, I believe, sitting on top of the heatsink there. So if it got warm in here, this 200 CFM 12-volt fan would come on and exhaust any warm air in the case. This was operational at my old farming site. I was not anywhere near any kind of infrastructure, so I relayed out from my house about a quarter mile across the orchard to here, and used this as a way to access my AutoCAD drawings for design work and videos and internet and email and all that sort of stuff. It worked great. Took it down when I moved, and also you'll notice that these vents are set up to prevent any rain from ingress. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to finally using this box again because I love this box, and I'm going to repurpose it for the Raspberry Pi controllers. I think it'll work really well for it. Anyway, that's that, and I guess we will go over some of the components in the later part of this video, or in the next video, probably a later part of this video. Okay, so I promised to show you the other parts that are going on the Pi, the new parts. This is the Pi Easy Connect, and it's a really handy board for expansion, for wiring sensors and all kinds of stuff. So the 40-pin header here goes on here where the existing ribbon cable is for the breakout board. So this will be replacing that breakout board and that whole nest of wires and junk. Kind of had that like that for testing mode because had all kinds of issues getting sensors to work and straightening things out. Now that we've got things relatively stable, at least with our existing sensor set, this will go in, and you can see I've already put in the two resistors, a 2.2k ohm resistor for the one-wire thermal sensors, and a 4.7k ohm resistor for the DHT22 humidity sensor, just hanging right there by precarious wires. So this will stack onto the board right there, and our sensors can all come in and be wired in through the screw terminals. That'll make things a lot easier. And then on top of the board we have the expansion they were smart enough to put an expansion setup on here so that you can still get to the full 40 pin header, and coming out of that to run the circulation pump and ventilation and many other things eventually will be the relay board here. I have an 8 relay board. I think you can actually stack 2 of these 8 relay boards on the Pi, but I don't think I'm going to need more than 8 relays for this project for now, at least. So this will stack on top of the Pi Easy Connect, and then we'll look at how to mount all of that in this nice waterproof box that I showed you before. Well, weatherproof, I should say. It's not actually waterproof. So I got to disassemble all of the Wi-Fi stuff that's in here, pull it out, and wire up the Pi in here. And yeah, so that's the project at hand. I don't know when I'm going to get to this, maybe over Christmas. I just have so many things going on right now. Too many things to do and not enough time to do them all. But I think that gives you a good idea of what's going to be going on here as far as the Pi is concerned. And yeah, I hope you find this interesting. And I probably will set up a, I want to say channel, but not a channel, a playlist for Raspberry Pi stuff. And I may even set up a Patreon. Well, I have a Patreon account. Feel free to support the YouTube channel here through the Patreon account, and I'll put a link below for that. But I may set up the Patreon account and actually do a full walkthrough of how to connect and hook up the Pi for thermal sensors like this, the Python code that's required to do it, how to manipulate the database and all that sort of stuff, how to set up the database. So if there is interest in that, please let me know in the comments below. Please comment and share your interest, and feel free to be more specific about what you really want to know about it. So if I have enough interest in that, I will do that, and then you can subscribe through Patreon, and I will make a private set of videos on how to set all this stuff up. So if you have a greenhouse or a garage or whatever situation you want to monitor temperature-wise, we can do that. I probably also will eventually add some cameras. I don't know if I will do USB or IP cameras, and a whole host of other stuff. So anyway, hope this has been informative, and thanks for watching the Farmacy Seeds Network.